Hi, my name is Jonna, and welcome to Secret Mind Blocks that you need to overcome in order to have a thriving business. The faster you remove them, the faster you can start your business. The topics we're going to discuss and the key takeaways are the limiting beliefs that you have that have stopped you from starting your business, the new beliefs that you will take on so that you can start your business, and how to overcome the limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs. The limiting beliefs that have stopped you from starting your business, what are they? What are those limiting beliefs? This is what we're going to learn, how you can identify them. Like I said, how do you discover them? You're going to start asking yourself questions. These questions could pertain to fears or areas in procrastination of your life that you have taken on, that you have constantly fought. And I'm going to teach you how you're going to discover them. You're going to have 3 different ways that you can discover them. This is where we're going to start. Look at the behavior or the results that you don't like. For instance, being late. Are you always late somewhere? And then when you start trying to be on time, you notice that, hey, I'm trying to be on time, and I woke up 3 hours in advance. I left to get to my destination an hour and a half in advance, but still I am not on time. Many times it's because of that limiting belief that you were going to be late. Even though you planned to be on time, because you were late all of those times, you ended up still not being on time because your mind subconsciously figured out a way that you would still not be on time, even though you planned for other things. The number 2 way is to notice when you feel bad in specific situations. Excuse me. So like me, whenever it comes to talking about budgeting or finances, if there's someone who say, are you interested in getting some help within your financial life or budgeting? I do not like that conversation. Does that mean that I am financially in a financially bad position? No, I honestly don't think that. And actually not to brag, but I know that me and my husband and my family, we are in a very great place financially. But when it comes to budgeting, there are certain seasons where I'm saying, okay, I will budget. I'm going to do this and that. And I'm going to build my credit. And I do well in it. And I say, okay, I'm where I am right now. So let me go ahead and stop. But what does that mean? That means that there is another level of success that I could break through if I take time to budget. When you start budgeting, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're broke and you need to learn how to become wealthy. It means that there is more in life for you. And if you begin to budget and pay more attention to your finances, you'll be able to find that. And I know that. But that discussion that comes up, or that topic, that's my limiting belief. What's yours? The number 3 way is to observe your self-talk. What are some things that you constantly say? My husband says this all the time. I don't want to go work on Memorial Drive. When I work over there, I end up staying over there all day. Or Marietta, I end up staying over there all day. I don't like when people call me from over there. And what happens every time he goes to Marietta or Stone Mountain or Memorial Drive? He ends up staying there all day. Not because of the one time that he stayed over there all day, but because he continued to believe and ended up saying that he was going to stay over there all day. That's why that happened to him. So what are some things that are happening to you? What things are you saying to yourself all day? And then the new beliefs that will help us start our business. That's what we're going to learn how to find, the new beliefs. We might have some that we think about already, but The way that we're going to complete this exercise is going to help us to discover new ways on how we will find these new beliefs. We're going to ask ourselves questions. The same way we found out our limiting beliefs, we're going to ask ourselves questions to discover our new beliefs. And these beliefs could pertain to wants or desires or passions. So let's start with negative self-talk, right? The way you speak to yourself or what you constantly think of, like we just said in those examples, will and can eventually become a fact for you. It may not be the truth, but it will become a fact. The words that you speak create the world that you live in. Regardless of how we're feeling in the moment, the words that we speak will create the world that we live in. So sometimes if you're in a bad moment, and you want to say something that what you want to say could actually destroy you, the best thing to do in that moment is to not say anything at all. And I'm going to give you an example. Mary lived in a very poor family. Her mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother stayed on welfare for all of their lives. Because of this, Mary automatically assumed that she would stay on welfare all of her life. And she did. Why did she stay on welfare all of her life? Because she continued to look and see what her great-grandmother, grandmother, mother were doing. And she took on their life as her own. So whatever they thought about their life, she ended up thinking about her own. Whatever they said about their life, she ended up saying about her own. And eventually, she ended up embodying the same things or similar things that her grandmother did. So the same thing, and we're going to flip it a little bit, positive self-talk. It's going to be the same thing as negative self-talk, just in the way that we talk, the way you speak to yourself, positively or negatively. What you constantly think of yourself can and eventually will become a fact, whether negative or positive. The words, if they're negative and you speak them, they will create a negative world around you. In this case, it will be a positive world that will be created around Mary. We're going to go with the same example, a different solution. Mary lived in a very poor family. Her mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother stayed on welfare for all of their lives. Because of this, Mary decided that she did not want to end up like the rest of her family. She ultimately changed her environment and began to hang around people who were more successful than her. She eventually thought, I can be successful too. So what's the difference between this Mary and the last Mary? Well, let's look. The last Mary assumed that she would take on welfare the same way her ancestors did. The other Mary decided not to assume and decided to take action. She changed her environment, and because she changed her environment, she saw differently. Because she saw differently, she began to think differently. And because she began to think differently, she ended up doing differently. Now we're going to start creating our own new beliefs, the same way Mary did. A great way to create a new belief is to be in a fun and joyful environment. Those environments can help, whether it be you take a sabbatical and go to a beach, whether it be you take a sabbatical and just go to a really nice hotel, or you're just in a fun atmosphere, you listen to really great music. Those, like, have you ever listened to a song like, oh, I love this song, like, this song makes me feel like I could do anything. Or just being somewhere, oh, this just gives me great peace. I can really think more clearly now that I'm here. For every negative thought concerning your disabled business venture, let's give it a new thought. Let's look at this one. This guy says, I keep messing up on the job. Instead of saying, I keep messing up on the job, we can say, you know what? I made a mistake yesterday, but today I'm going to do very great. I'm going to act professionally, and I'm going to give good customer service. I will not mess up on the job. I will do great on the job. The next one is, I'm not as creative as her. So what can we say in this situation? You know what? She seems to be very creative. She has lots of talents, and I know I may not be able to sing as good as her, and that's okay, but I'm an excellent drawer. I'm an excellent artist, or I'm an excellent painter, and I'm creative in my own way. So let me not be jealous of her. Let me just continue to explore my own creative ways and appreciate her for the talent and gifts that she's been able to give to society. The next thing is, rich people are evil. Now, this one is so total sabotage, because if you keep saying rich people are evil and you know that you don't want to be evil, you're going to try to stay away from anything that rich people are embodying in your mind, right? So let's just stop saying rich people are evil, because that's not true. There are actually some poor people who are evil, rich or poor. You can be evil. So it's not just for a particular class, monetary class. You can just take evil out of it. You can say, you know what, that guy, he was extremely wealthy, but he was very evil, right? But me, I'm going to be wealthy and I'm not going to be evil. I'm going to use my money differently. Right? So rich people aren't evil. That guy was just evil. And now we're going to go into how to overcome limiting beliefs. So you're going to change your environment the same way that Mary changed her environment from a negative environment to a positive environment. Your environment, is filled with different types of energies. Just like Mary's environment, it was filled with depression, failure, and anxiety. Why did it include depression, failure, and anxiety? It included that because Mary's mother was depressed. Anybody who is on welfare all of their life and does not seek to fulfill the best that God has for their life are going to be depressed. When they stay on welfare, they have failed not only themselves, but they failed their family, because they had an opportunity to get off. They had an opportunity to seek more opportunities for their life, but something stopped them. So yes, in a sense, they feel failure, because even in that moment of them being 86 years old, 87, 88, 89, they're still alive. They still have breath. And there is something that they can do in order to say, you know what? I wasted all those years, but the days or the months and the few years that I have left, I'm going to succeed. If they don't say that, they're going to continue to feel depressed in some way. They're going to continue to feel failure, and they're going to continue to feel anxiety. Whenever they think of doing better or bigger for their lives, it makes them feel anxious, because it makes them have to get out of their comfort zone. They want to be comfortable. They've been sitting on the rocking chair, or they've been, working at TJ Maxx all this time, or they've been working for the post office for all this time, and they have not stepped into their greater. And anytime they step into their greater, it makes them feel anxious. So guess what? They don't want to feel anxious. So they say, I'm just going to stay where I am. The way to change this is to create another environment. Be around people who are joyful, successful, and peaceful. Remember when I talked about music, or going to a beach, going to a hotel, going to a spa or something, listening to songs that make you feel like you can do anything. Being around people who are bigger than yourself. Remember, Mary went and surrounded herself around people who were successful, right? In order for her to receive success, she had to be around success so that she could hear it. When she was hearing how successful people talk, when she observed what they were doing, that fed her. That continued to feed her soul, body, spirit. And when it fed her, she was able to feed the world. The people around her fed her. That way, she was able to feed the world with her goods, her gifts, her talents. Then you're going to move to your mission statement. That's how you're going to overcome your beliefs. Your philosophy philosophy and your purpose. And this is where we're going to get into the activity that we will do. When you write your mission statement, I'm going to teach you how to do this. It will bring your goals into focus and transfer your ideas into the real world. When you write your mission statement, you are really taking time to think. You're thinking. It's a task. A lot of people skip this part because they don't want to think. They don't want to have time to think. But your mission statement will force you to think about what you really want, who you are, what is your goals in this life. And then those mission statements will turn into daily affirmations. It can be I am statements. You are in control of what you think about yourself, nobody else. You are the person who's supposed to affirm you. So no matter what your husband is saying about you, you are in control of what you say about you. No matter if your children are thanking you and appreciating you for every sacrifice that you make every day, you are supposed to thank and appreciate you. I did a great job with cleaning today. I did a great job with teaching my children today. I did a great job with feeding my husband today. So I can also be a great businesswoman. I've been taking care of everybody else. I'm going to take care of myself today. So now I'm going to help you to create your mission statement. First, we're going to start off with defining yourself. Define yourself. I'm going to show you how you do that by giving you an example of how I define myself. But how do you start? You're going to identify who you are. What does that look like? This is actually a real answer. And it's going to take you some time to write it. But listen to what I said. I said, my name is Jonna Bateman. I am a young entrepreneur who is married to an amazing man. I have one energetic 1-year-old with one on the way. I am constantly growing as a person through divine and worldly wisdom by experience. I believe in myself. I believe that I'm successful and that I can do anything that I put my mind to. I am strong in the area of forgiveness and repentance. I strive to keep my relationships pure. I constantly check myself for humility. I am working every day to be content. I am spontaneous and I am a go-getter. That's what I wrote. And so the second one is to define what you are dedicated to. So how do you do that? Ask yourself these questions. What do you want to do? And whom do you want to become? Ask yourself that. And I'll tell you how I answered. I am dedicated to becoming the best person that I was meant to be. And I am dedicated to empowering women to become the best person that they can be in every area of their life, in every area that I'm able to. And then the third one is define your services to others. I have defined mine, but one way you can define yours is how do you give back to your community? And if you currently do not really give back to your community, you can ask yourself, what way do I want to give back to my community? What way do you desire to give back to your community? My example is I serve by pouring into women who are hurting and need a breath of life, who need encouragement and wise advice. And then this birthed Conversations with Grace, a visual podcast that discuss healthy relationships with women. That's how I give back to society. And then the next one will be how, for you to define how you will strive to get better, do new things, and grow. How you will strive to get better, do new things, and grow, right? So the way you can do it is ask yourself these questions. What are you currently working on? And what do you need to start working on, right? So the way I do it is I learn from my mistakes. I used to be in lots of accidents back when I was younger. And I would get tickets, and because I didn't really have that much money, I would always, and I wouldn't say because I didn't have that much money, because I knew that people who could pay for it for me, right? But I was very resourceful, and I was like, I always found myself going to community service because I didn't have the money, or I had to, I didn't want to ask anyone for the money. So I did community service. And I didn't want to keep doing community service, and I didn't want to keep on getting in accidents. So I eventually stopped getting in accidents, right? I had to learn from my mistakes. The next one is becoming more intentional in planning new adventures. And that's with my family and in my business. Business and family is very important to me. Very important to me. So becoming more intentional in doing things in those areas is really what I'm working on. And then never getting stuck in old glory. So here is the book that I recently wrote and published. It is called FAQs, The Marriage Process Made Simple. This is my book that I planned to write and publish by June of this year. It is currently April 23rd, and I believe it has been published for over a month now, or about a month. And it did not take me that long to write, actually. But when it came to publishing, I had to be encouraged and motivated by an outside source. Just a video on YouTube, and a girl was telling me about how she wrote and published her book. And I was like, you know what? My book is basically done. It's just sitting there. Right? Why should I not be stuck in this old glory? Because if I'm still telling people about this one book, hey guys, I wrote and published my book. I'm an author. Telling people about this in April, May, June, July, August, September, October. By the time December comes, I'm still talking about this book. You know how many books I could have written by then? Being stuck in old glory causes anyone to not progress forward. The next one is my personal relationship with God and reading the Bible. That's how I get my freshness. That's something I work on every day. Why? Because for me specifically, it helps renew my soul. It helps renew my mind. It helps me gain rest. I get rest, like not from my body, but from my mind in this area. What gives you rest? You have to think about what works for you. What's going to give you rest, right? The next one is define your commitment to yourself. So how do you do that, right? We're going to go to the next one. What do you promise you? What do you promise you? I promise that I will never give up on me. I'm never giving up on myself. I'm committed to growth where I am right now. I'm not going to be here in a month. I'm not going to be here in a month. I'm going to be moving forward. Always. Personal development, spiritual growth. Spiritual growth, and what I've learned is more than actually just reading my Bible, is acting out in love, continuing to love, continue to be gracious, peaceful, continue to be forgiving, making sure you're humble, right? Those areas are extremely important to me. What is important to you? What are you committed to? And then you want to define your commitment to others. How do you do that? Ask yourself this question. What do you promise other people? And if you have not promised people anything inside of your heart, what commitment do you want to promise these people? So what I am committed to is giving people the benefit of the doubt. If I'm someone who says that I'm a forgiver, then I have to be committed to giving people the benefit of the doubt and not just jumping to conclusions. Another one is I'm committed to helping those who want to be helped. That's my commitment. When I was younger, I used to try to help everybody. Everybody's not my target audience, and especially those who do not want to be helped. I am not someone who pushes anything on anyone. Not anymore. I was at one point, but that was not successful for me. Didn't bear much fruit, and it was not a good feeling inside. But when I'm helping someone who truly wants that help, that makes me feel fulfilled. It makes me feel like I've really impacted a life. I'm also committed to my husband. I'm committed to my family, raising my children. That is what I'm committed to. I'm loyal. I'm faithful. I'm committed to my husband and to raising and loving on my children. The last thing is to define how you're going to achieve your mission. How are you going to achieve your mission? Well, here is one simple way to say that. Put realistic goals into place. Same thing with this book. It was a very realistic goal to complete this book in 6 months. right? Because I wanted to put some information out there that people could use and apply it to their own lives. My book is only $7 by an ebook and $9. I made it very affordable so that people could not say that they cannot afford the book, right? So that they can't say, well, I didn't know. I also put out videos every week on the marriage process or my journey as a wedding officiant. I put out videos every week on different tips of relationship advice that people, and actually it's a few times a week, that people can actually digest and apply those methods to their own life. So, define how you're going to achieve your mission. Let me show you how I did it. Networking. Networking is one of the most powerful tools that will be the catalyst for you to go forward in your life. If you refuse to network and you want everything to be about you, you just want to be secluded, it's going to be very hard for you to get further in life. Networking has to be about collaboration. How am I benefiting you? How are you benefiting me? That's when I say creating mutually beneficial relationships and being friendly. People want to work with other people who are friendly. And how do people know that you're friendly if they don't really see you? They don't see you interacting with anyone else. They just see you being about you and hanging around your little clique of people. Your 2 or 3 girls who you hang around all the time, those are the girls that know you. And you want people to see you. And let me mention one thing, learning from others. In my life, I have realized that it is important to surround yourself with people who you can learn from. And another great thing is to realize you can learn something from everybody. You can learn something from everybody. That is how I am going to achieve my mission. By networking, collaborating, continuing to learn from people, and creating mutually beneficial relationships. By what? Being friendly. By being friendly. And guess what? After this, these mission statements will turn into daily affirmations. I am grateful for my health. If you are someone who suffers from sickle cell, don't say that, I ain't feeling so good today. I don't really know how that works, but you know what? You're going to thank God that I am still here. Whatever health I have, for me to be here today, I'm thankful for that. Wherever I am in my business that has gotten me here today, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the motivation that I have today. I am motivated today, okay? I am motivated. I am encouraged and I am empowered to continue forward in my mission. But what are the 7 daily affirmations? We took them from our definitions of our mission statement. So the first one is, I believe in myself. The second one is, I am dedicated to empowering women to become the best person that they were meant to be. And you can say each one or different ones every day. It doesn't have to be the same thing. The next one is, I learn from my mistakes. The fourth one is, I serve by pouring into women who are hurting and need a breath of encouragement. And then I am committed to my husband. Okay. The fifth one is, I constantly create mutually beneficial relationships. And the last one for today is, I will never give up on myself. Those are mine. What are yours? What are yours? And then we want you to do the important work. Grow your network. Grow your network so you can start your business. If you're one of the people from the gardening group and you're just gardening, and you don't even know how to make money from your gardening, you need to be around people who are making money from their gardening. You're not just someone who's just growing the fruit and growing the vegetables and eating it all up, consuming everything. Be around people who have learned how to turn this into money, have learned to turn this product or this service into money. Invest in yourself and don't allow fear to stop you. Some people are afraid to pay for a course because maybe they don't value the course. Maybe they feel like I got to have money, like that, those limiting beliefs. I got to have money to make money and I don't have that much money. And maybe they do have $37, right? But they don't feel like you're valuable enough to spend it on. or your work that you're providing is not good enough to spend it on, right? And they may feel that way because they've been devaluing themselves all of their lives. Now, some people don't need a coach. Some people don't need a course to take on starting a business or how to start a business with little to no money. And that's good because they can advance in different areas. But some people need a push. The same way there's a sidewalk outside. Some people can just run up and down on that sidewalk and lose all the weight they want. But others need someone to coach them. There's a sidewalk there, but if they don't have that coach, they're not going to get out there and walk up and down that sidewalk. They're not going to do the proper exercises that can build their muscles in a healthy way. So when you make sure that you're around people who can motivate you and empower you and encourage you to start your business, build your business today, you will move forward in an accelerated way. And that leads us into how to start a business with little to no money. This webinar is live and it's paid. It's really a small fee, $37. In this webinar, I will teach you 3 different topics. The first one is the types of businesses that you can start with no money. Like I said, many people have limiting beliefs of, well, I haven't started my business because I don't have any money. You don't have to have money to start a business. Other people have said, well, I only got a little money, but I want to start, but I just don't know where to invest it. I want to make sure that where I'm investing it at, it is going to be profitable. Now, no one can guarantee you success, but people can guide you in the right area of where you should spend that little bit of money so you can start a business that you are going to be very successful in. But, that is going to take an investment because sometimes when it comes to secrets like this, people don't want to just pour it out. They want to see, are you going to want to build a mutually beneficial relationship? Or are you just going to be one-sided? Do you want me to give you everything and then you not give me anything in return? And then we're going to talk about how you can market them with no marketing or advertisement budget. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever watching this, any business that you start, you can start it with 0 capital. No marketing budget. No marketing budget. Okay? I can definitely teach you how to do this as I have done it myself. If you are interested in this live webinar, contact me. You can contact me at 404-518-2389 or email me. Email me at jonna.org, admin@jonna.org, or go straight to the website, www.jonnabateman.com, and register for how to start a business with little to no money. I can guarantee you that I know what I'm doing. Why? Because I have done it with several businesses that have been successful. And the best thing about it is the best people to surround yourself with are people who have visions and aspirations. First of all, you have just joined a phenomenal webinar that was free with a woman who has vision and aspiration, who knows how to take something small and turn it into something large, who knows how to be resourceful. Remember what I told you earlier about that story about the tickets? I was resourceful. I knew how to not pay that ticket and go another way by community service. That I don't still do that because I have learned from my mistake, like I told you. But this has just developed into another area of my resourcefulness. Someone who is resourceful like me can teach you how to start a business with little to no money. My name is Jonna Bateman, and I thank you so much for watching our webinar, The Secret Mind Blocks that you need to overcome in order to have a thriving business. Thank you for your time, and I will see you at the next webinar. Make sure you check your emails because more information will be sent there soon. Thank you.